You're scrolling through TikTok and a Valorant stream pops up. Nothing unusual until the player suddenly flips on wall hacks, revealing every enemy through walls like it's built into the game. This isn't just one streamer being reckless, it's part of a growing problem. Players openly cheating with no attempt to hide it. They're streaming hacks to thousands, sneaking into pro tournaments, hitting rank 1 under esports banners. And when the ban hits, they barely flinch. Cheating isn't done in secret anymore. Fear is gone. Shame is gone, and more players are throwing away their entire careers alive just for a quick rush of power. This is how it happens and what it looks like when the game finally takes everything back. If you want to know why some players risk everything to cheat, you have to understand what's going on in their head. Cheating in Valorant isn't just about winning, it's a cycle that can hook you harder than the game itself. It usually starts small. You're stuck in gold or plat, queue after queue, losing games you thought you should win. Your friends are climbing and you're still hard stuck. Every time you scroll through TikTok or Twitch, you see insane plays, perfect aim, perfect timing, and you start wondering if you'll ever play like that. Then the thought creeps in, I'll just try it once. Half the lobby's probably cheating anyway. I should be a higher rank. I'm just making it fair. At first, it sounds harmless until you finally try it. The first time you load into a match with walls on, knowing exactly where the enemy is hiding, it's like unlocking a superpower. The first time an aimbot snaps to a head for you, it feels even better. That rush is stronger than any win you've had before. And suddenly, legit gameplay feels slow, clunky, and boring. From there, it's the same pattern for almost everyone. It starts with just walls for info, then aim assist for those clutch moments, then full automation when the other stuff stops feeling exciting. Each step needs bigger risk to get the same feeling, so the cheats get more obvious. The most dangerous stage is when they stop hiding it. Not because they think they're doomed, but because they truly believe they'll never get caught. That's when you see people going live on TikTok or Twitch, dropping 40 bombs with walls and aimbot like it's nothing, soaking in the comments and acting untouchable. By this point, it's not just about winning a match anymore. They're wrecking the game for everyone else, destroying trust and ranked and dragging entire communities down with them. Take Paximo, a streamer who made cheating on Valorant his content without any attempt to hide it. Sitting on Icebox with cheats fully active, he streamed live to thousands who watched him break every rule Riot has. This wasn't a slip-up or accident. Paximo knew exactly what he was doing, as his crosshair tracked enemies through walls like clockwork, aiming at spots where no footsteps or sound cues existed. There was no subtlety or shame, only cold, blatant cheating. The chat was half calling him out and half waiting for the ban because everyone understood it was coming, and when Riot's red screen hit 9 minutes in, Paximo didn't rage or plead. He just sat there as if this was the intended finale. This is the new level of addiction where the rush of cheating combined with streaming outweighs everything else. So losing the account, rank, or career doesn't even register anymore. It gets much worse with cheating trending on TikTok, where cheaters openly flex their hacks, like new game modes, showing how to wall hack and aimbot, and teaching thousands how to break the game. Comment sections filled with fans eager to learn the next hack, spamming link please as if it were a coveted skin drop. This doesn't just ruin matches, it warps the entire Valorant community, making cheating no longer a secret, but content, clout, and a lifestyle many want to chase. When these TikTok cheaters finally get banned, they don't own their mistakes, but act like victims. Streaming their bans as part of the show, this attitude signals to the community that cheating has become just another part of the game. Some stories in competitive gaming are about skill versus skill, strategy versus strategy. But this next case, this is about betrayal at its deepest level, not just of the game, but of an entire community fighting for representation and opportunity. Alex Dyslexic Long wasn't just another competitive player. He was competing in VCT Game Changers, a circuit specifically designed to provide opportunities for women and marginalized genders in Valorant esports. Dyslexic seemed to embody the spirit of the competition: skilled gameplay, solid team coordination, the potential for real success in the circuit. His team had legitimate tournament aspirations, sponsors were paying attention, and fans were beginning to take notice. But everything about Dyslexic's competitive competitive identity was a lie. On October 8th, 2022, during a match against CLG Red, one of the most established teams in Game Changers, standard competitive play was underway, but behind the scenes, something was unfolding that would soon explode into one of the most controversial cases in Valorant esports history. Riot's anti-cheat team was watching, not just the match, but the data flowing through their systems. And what they found was undeniable evidence of prohibited third-party software, multiple instances of cheating detected during active competition. This wasn't a one-time mistake or a momentary lapse in judgment. Riot detected multiple instances of cheating software running during competitive matches. We're talking about programs that could provide wall hacks, aim assistance, or other unfair advantages that fundamentally undermine the integrity of competition. But the cheating was only half the story. As Riot's investigation deepened, they uncovered something even more damaging. Dyslexic had been deceiving tournament officials about his gender identity. The Game Changers circuit exists specifically to provide opportunities for women and marginalized genders, and Dyslexic had manipulated this system by falsely claiming to be non-binary to gain access to these tournaments. This wasn't just rule-breaking, it was a fundamental betrayal of everything Game Changers represents. While legitimate competitors fought for recognition and opportunity in a space designed for their community, Dyslexic was exploiting that very system for personal gain. The implication rippled beyond just him. His teammate, Jennifer Nabichu Cho, was found to have aided in this deception, showing how far the web of lies had spread through their competitive team. When Riot announced their decision, the punishment was unlike anything the Valorant community had seen before. 8 years. Not 8 months. 8 years. The ban extends until October 8th, 2030, making it one of the longest competitive suspensions in Valorant's history. To put that in perspective, entire gaming careers rise and fall in less time than Dyslexic will be banned. His teammate Nabichu received a 5-year ban for her role in the deception. Still severe, but reflective of what Riot determined to be a lesser degree of involvement. Message was clear. Technical cheating is unacceptable, but betraying the fundamental principles of competitive integrity and community representation, that's unforgivable. But here's what makes this case particularly devastating. It wasn't just about one player's career. Every legitimate competitor in Game Changers had to live with the knowledge that someone had exploited their circuit, had taken opportunities away from players who deserved them, had undermined the very foundation of what they were trying to build. Dyslexic didn't just cheat at Valorant. He cheated an entire community out of trust, representation, and fair competition. And for that, he'll be watching from the sidelines for the next decade, while the game and the players he betrayed move on without him. But even after seeing a streamer banned live and a pro destroy his team's dreams, even after witnessing betrayal at the deepest levels of competitive integrity, there's one more story that puts it all in perspective. Because what's worse than cheating your way to the top? In competitive Valorant, one achievement stands above all the rest. Reaching Radiant is impressive, but thousands of players get there every act. What really sets someone apart is hitting Radiant Rank 1. The very top spot as the highest ranked player in their entire region. To put this in perspective, out of millions of Valorant players, only one person at any given time can hold this position. It's the digital equivalent of being the heavyweight champion of the world. And for a brief, shining moment, that person was Nisei. The achievement came with everything you'd expect. Social media exploded with congratulations. Fellow pros acknowledged his skill. Content creators made videos analyzing his gameplay. Esports organizations took notice, and one of them, impressed by his obvious talent and dedication, signed him to their professional roster. Nisei wasn't just rank 1. He was streaming his journey, sharing his incredible gameplay with viewers who watched in awe as he seemingly effortlessly outplayed the best players in the region. Every clutch, every impossible flick shot, and every perfect spray transfer was captured live, building his reputation as one of the most naturally gifted players anyone had ever seen. But the community has eyes, and those eyes started noticing patterns. At first, the accusations were dismissed. Rank 1 players are supposed to be incredible. That's how they got there, right? But as more footage emerged, the evidence became harder to ignore. His crosshair locked onto enemies through walls before he even swung his aim. His recoil control was flawless, almost like it was calculated frame by frame. And his reaction times weren't just fast, they were faster than any human should be able to react. The most damning evidence came from his own streams. While most cheaters try to hide their software, Nisei had become so confident, so convinced of his own untouchability, that subtle signs began appearing in his own broadcasts. But here's the thing about reaching rank 1 while cheating. It's not just about personal achievement. Every single player below him, every legitimate Radiant grinding for that top spot, was being cheated out of their rightful position. Players who had dedicated thousands of hours to perfecting their aim, their game sense, their mechanics, were being held back by someone who had decided that software could replace skill. The pro esports team that signed him didn't know they were backing a fraud. Every highlight, every social media post, every promo with Nisei was built on a lie. They believed that they had the best player in the region, but instead, they had unknowingly helped the biggest cheating scandal Valorant has ever seen. And still, Nisei kept streaming, kept competing under his organization's banner, kept accepting congratulations for achievements that weren't his. The audacity was breathtaking. Not only was he cheating his way to the top of the ranked leader, he was doing it in front of thousands of viewers while representing a professional team. But Riot's anti-cheat system doesn't care about your rank, your stream count, or your professional contracts. The ban came without warning, as they always do. One moment, Nisei was the king of Valorant's competitive mountain. The next, he was just another entry in the ever-growing list of players who thought they could outsmart the system. Rank 1, gone. Professional contract, terminated immediately. Streaming career, over in an instant. The hundreds of thousands of rank rating he had accumulated through months of cheating stripped away as if it had never existed. The real damage wasn't just personal, it was the complete loss of credibility. Every highlight, every insane play was now seen as cheating. The community reviewed months of footage and uncovered how advanced his cheats were. His team cut all ties immediately. Content creators removed mentions of him. The rank 1 spot went to a player who earned it fairly. Nisei's fall was as dramatic as his rise was fake, from the top of Valorant's ladder to banned and forgotten, all because he trusted cheats over skill. He reached the peak while streaming to thousands and playing professionally, and threw it all away by choosing to cheat. Can't protect you from the inevitable fall. But Nisei isn't the only high-level player whose addiction to cheating overcame their sense of self-preservation. Meet Riot, another case study in how cheating addiction creates a false sense of invincibility. Riot was another player who had built a reputation through seemingly incredible mechanical skill. Clean aim, perfect positioning, game sense that bordered on supernatural. He was confident, vocal, and completely convinced that his cheating methods were undetectable. The community had been building a case against him for months. Reports were flooding in from players who had encountered impossible plays, inhuman reaction times, and tracking that defied logical explanation. But Riot kept playing, kept streaming, and kept acting like he was completely untouchable. Behind the scenes, Riot's behavioral analysis systems were painting a different picture. The same patterns that had caught other cheaters were emerging in Riot's gameplay data. Consistency that no human could maintain, reaction times that fell outside biological norms, crosshair placement that suggested information no legitimate player could access. When the ban finally came, it validated months of community suspicion and demonstrated, once again, that no level of confidence, no amount of careful play, and no degree of community standing can protect a cheater from advanced detection systems. Riot's case perfectly illustrates how cheating addiction creates a distorted sense of reality. Players become so convinced of their own cleverness, so addicted to the feeling of superiority that cheats provide, that they lose the ability to accurately assess risk. They genuinely believe they've found a sustainable way to cheat the system, right up until the moment the system proves them wrong. The pattern is always the same. Confidence, community suspicion, mounting evidence, inevitable ban, and then silence. Another player discovers that the feeling of being untouchable was just another illusion created by their addiction to unfair advantage. Riot's response to brazen cheating is smarter and tougher than most realize. Vanguard isn't just simple software anymore. It's a machine learning system, tracking patterns, reaction times, mouse movement, and hundreds of data points to spot fake play. When players like Paximo stream cheats live, when Nisei climbs to rank 1 with help, or Dyslexic cheats in protected tournaments, they aren't just breaking rules. They're feeding data that makes the system stronger. Riot processes hundreds of thousands of reports monthly, mixing automated detection with community tips. The delay in bans isn't a flaw. It's a tactic to keep cheat makers guessing what got caught. Cheaters have grown bolder, live streaming hacks and flaunting confidence because addiction has erased their caution. Riot uses this. Every public cheat session is training data, and every overconfident player becomes an easier target. Community reporting has leveled up too. Players spot subtle cheats, gather proof, and send Riot info that confirms what machines detect. This creates a feedback loop. The more shameless the cheaters, the better the anti-cheat becomes. Valorant security now isn't just about catching cheats. It's about reading their minds, predicting their moves, and turning their own addiction against them. Every cheater here believed they were smarter, untouchable, or had found a way to cheat forever. Paximo thought streaming made him too public to ban quietly. The TikTok creator banked on clout to save them. Dyslexic trusted layers of lies to hide him. Nisei felt rank 1 and streaming was his shield. Riot believed careful play made his cheats invisible. But none of that mattered. Valorant's anti-cheat doesn't care about your audience, your rank, or your pro contracts. It watches, learns, and grows stronger with every cheat it catches. Every bold move teaches it more. Every cheater who stops fearing consequences makes the next ban easier. Those who think they outsmarted the system become proof it works. The red screen doesn't negotiate or discriminate. It's the law of gravity in Valorant. Eventually, everyone falls. In the end, these cheaters showed what no one wants to admit. There are no shortcuts, no lasting hacks, and no escaping bans. Cheating is always temporary. Bans are forever. They didn't give a f about the rules. Riot's anti-cheat returned that energy in full force. The system is still watching. The community is still reporting. The consequences never change for those who think they're above the rules.